Good morning, it's 20th of June. Come here, come here. UBK Bosley, obviously you know that if you're watching the channel. Update, unbelievable. I've just got out of hospital. I've been cycling to and from hospital. Got an infected foot because I haven't been able to maintain issues I have on my feet. My feet are quite thick-skinned. I wish the rest of me was. Come here, Rox. And the infections got quite bad between a couple of toes, and it got all infected, foot swollen, couldn't walk, screaming. It was pretty painful. Then I had a thing called cellulitis or cellulosis or some cellular thing. I don't know. I don't know if it was with Vodafone or EE. But anyway, it was very painful. But however, no, that's wrong. However, the whole thing was quite an enriching experience, really. It reminds you that there's a lot of people fucking, worse off than you. On the first night I stayed in there was a fellow in a bed opposite. Obviously everyone sort of, chats and, talks about, gets a bit of familiarity with each other, unless they're very ill, and obviously they're not in that place. Come here then. And a fella that, reminded me of me in many ways from some of the things that he'd gone through, and it was a bit of he'd had to get up a few times. Everybody does, I get that. I'm not saying I or he are any different, this fella. Phil, and his name is Phil. And he was in for some standard stuff. He expected to be out the next day, a day or so after I got there. And middle of the night, I see a big kerfuffle across in his bed space, and the curtains are drawn, and there's a lot of people and a lot of panic. You can sense panic, and you can sense kind of order, if you will. Come here. Come on. I can't throw the thing. I haven't got it. Come on. So he was bleeding very badly. I think it's called aneurysms or something, and he bled from his back passage quite profusely, and it was quite alarming for the staff because it was unexpected. Although he had a condition that probably was going to give rise to, I don't know. But he was squared away in the morning, and he was obviously very traumatised. Where'd you put it? Where is it? Oh, good girl. Wait, sit down. Sit down. He was very traumatised, and I did get a chance. I did speak to him. We all did. You all right? Well, obviously he's not, but and everything was really clean, and he was laying in bed. He was obviously a bit shocked, quite understandably, and I just said, he said, "Oh, what?" I said, "You're right." He said, "What happened?" He said, "Oh, that's an unexpected bleed. Everyone's told you, but you're in the right place. But you'll be squared away, Phil. You'll be good. Don't." He said, "Yeah." And he was so looking forward to getting out. Anyway, I was then told his family were called in, and he was subsequently taken home, having been given weeks or a couple of months at best to live. Wow, there, but for the grace of God, etc. Well, potentially, but it was a shock. And on the other side, you see these people from all over the place, internationally, gelling together as teams. They will themselves have language issues between them, and they have to cope with all that and all the red tape of what they have to ensure they do or don't do, and exchanging information and maintaining communication. That's definitely a reggae song somewhere. They have to manage the situation with the utmost communication. But yeah, it was sobering. Bad choice of word, given that I'm a drunken ecstasy man. Doesn't really have the same ring to it as Bloke by the Bridge, does it? But I'm not getting a lot of choices in my life at the moment, except how I react to the relentless provocation and humiliation that I've been subject to recently, and not undeserved. I've played my part. I don't hide that. I don't hide that. Anyway, I'll update over the weekend, and if you're watching this, thank you. And if I really mean it. Please, however you judge me, put that for the purposes of what's happened around this thing, involving other people, and I'll come to a video later that will, if you have any belief in my credibility, and I understand if you don't, it'll shock you. It will shock you. It shocks me, and this is the problem. I am beyond. I keep thinking I'm beyond shockable. We all do, you know, because we are battered with fucking bad news and horrific news, and we're now on the verge of World War III. So we are constantly, by intention, kept on a high state of alert. What does that do to a person's health? And I can speak to somebody. Oh yeah, I was schizophrenic. They cured me while I was in hospital. Besides, we kept having arguments, musical arguments. We were a one-man band once, but we split up for musical differences. Come here. Yeah, well, go back. Go back a bit. Good girl. Sit down. Wait. Bro. Catch. Boom. Yeah, I'll do a video later, but I was going to say, look, if you judge me, that's fine. If you want to be unkind and rude, that's your prerogative. It's not really just about me as an individual. My story is my story, but you know, as like you and everybody, you're like a bit of blotting paper, aren't you? You know, your influence or your actions, good or bad, have repercussions elsewhere, as does everybody's, and agencies and police and councils and that stuff. And it's been brought under the microscope a lot more recently by much more valid and credible and learned and articulate people than me. You really need to start, I would suggest you really need to start, you know, looking elsewhere for your tennis balls or your news. Ready? Come here. Come here. Sit down. Sit down. Wait. I'm in a world of shit. Bottom line, I've lost most of what I've worked for all my life. I actually don't officially own much now, which is quite a weight off my shoulders, but I have sufficient to, if I do survive this situation, then I will be able to extricate myself. I've planned all this a long time ago. That's as I did when I decided that the video diaries were an essential thing. I did them for a number of reasons. If I'm all the things, you know, that I'm accused of, that's one thing. If you park that on the side and say, okay, yeah, he's done this, he's done this. It's not true, but there's a thing called rehabilitation. So I whatever was done to me, you know, knowingly or unknowingly, the damage it's done, I've spent a lot of my adult life fighting and being a twat and being a dickhead. I haven't had a lot of fights in my life, believe it or not. I really haven't, not considering the circumstances that I've been in. And I think my brothers would probably say the same. You know, they've been in some pretty, you know, even the one I'm at odds with, Carl, you know, he had a pretty fucking hard time. And it's pissed me off because I look back and I think, well, fucking what made my dad the way he was? He had a fucking hard time. And if you think I'm bitching about my own circumstances, I suggest you watch a film, I think it's called Sunshine and Oranges, or Oranges and Sunshine. Anyway, it's a true story and it gives you a demonstration or an example over a fucking long period of how your successive governments actually conduct themselves towards you. And when I mean you, I mean regular people of any fucking persuasion. I'm not getting into all the trans and fucking pink and purple and fucking one-legged and all that. I mean everybody, all right? Unless you're a multi billionaire, you need to start turning away from the screens that you always are addicted to watching. I just ask you to do that, as you know, with love. I don't ask you to do that because you're an idiot or a twat. I'm a bigger idiot than any of you. Trust me, I am. I should have walked away from this the minute. But for whatever reason I couldn't. And once that was clear, I had to make a decision. And I have to ride that decision. And if nothing else, if I succeed, whatever that means, that's good. If I don't, my life will not have been for fuck all. That much I do know and I am assured of now. And I have no regrets, certainly with my own family. I've seen some of the Facebook postings of one of my brothers. It's fucking shocking. His lack of, just fucking his herd-like mentality is just, I'm so glad that I became fucking so weird. And I owe some big fucking gratitude to some big people, some people in a big way. Liz Rose, the Scouse American, Mike Pope, Phil Mears, Marge Caballero, Ray Caballero, Rocks Recovery, Andy Dark, Charlie Dark, God, X2 Para, fucking hell, Boxer, fucking hell, Paul Reed, Dave Collins, believe it or not, he was a big mentor to me when I was a kid. He didn't know that. I fucking thought he was the bollocks, Dave. He was a tough guy, but he was fucking funny. Just didn't take himself seriously. And I really like that about him. Come here. His wife was lovely as well. I've had a great life, I really have. I've got no regrets. I did try to do the right thing. Most of the time it actually caught me out. And when I did bad things, it's usually because I expected something imminently bad to happen. Imminently bad? Bad to happen to me imminently. Is that an excuse? No, of course it's not. It's a reason. And not to be cheerful. Part 3. Anyway, I'll catch up with you later because I've got to get busy. Much love to you. And whatever it is you think we're not on, we are going through. Love will get us through this. We've got to fucking pull together. We're all one. Whatever church or mosque or temple you go to. There's only one big lump of rock spinning about in space. So we kind of need to start getting on with each other, I would say. And if money's more important than that, I'd love someone to send me the reason why on a postcard. Much love. Bye. Rip.